Welcome to your Inspirational Astrology Horoscope for Thursday, May 22nd, 2014. I'm astrologer David Palmer, the Leo King, here to illuminate the collective consciousness. Next week on Friday, I am doing my June 2014 webinar. Going to talk about Jupiter and all the triumph that's going to bring, all the big gifts that are coming. Mercury, which will go retrograde, and Mars, which is going to signal and come over where we had the cardinal cross. So there is a bang that we are going to step into in June. This is definitely a webinar you're not going to want to miss. Check out the registration link down below. And if you've got TV, I'm on Fusion Network tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on a show called Open Source, where I'm going to talk about astrology. So if you got that network on your cable or satellite provider, I'd love for you to check it out. And today we have got a big grand trine happening in the chart. Woo! In water. This is with Chiron. We are also doing this with Jupiter and Saturn. And with Saturn and Scorpio, there is this deep truth that we are stepping into in our life. And it's a long-term truth, right? We've got Saturn and Scorpio from October of 2012 all the way into 2015. So there has been a lot of energy of us really getting down to the truth, getting to the raw parts of ourselves. One thing about Scorpio is it's raw, baby. Why do you think it's ruled by sex? You can't get much more raw than that. And we are at a place where we have been having to get down to the bone in our life and cut beneath the surface. And with Neptune and Pisces, Chiron and Pisces, this is teaching us to surrender to spirit, to channel. We're all having to learn to use our channeling. We're all having to learn to use our intuition. And how can our intuition understand what our truth is? While we've got Jupiter in there in Cancer, which is showing, maybe we need to root ourselves more in this truth. Maybe we need to root ourselves in this intuition great, because there is a powerful force at work here of shifting all of our lives. We have Pluto and Uranus in a big powerful square here through this 3-year transit. And this is really powerful because this is a time of breaking down the rules of our life, stepping into new parts of ourselves that we've never had to go before. Collectively, we're all going in a new direction. So we have been battered in many ways as the universe has been stretching all of us. And this is going to highlight today how the universe is now healing us after such a long, storm, let's say. We've got Mars finally coming online here this week, right? And it's starting to move forward. It's starting to come off of the mud. So we're ready to move in our lives. But it's so funny on how it's not about doing things so high octane right now. Mars is in Libra. It's about 89 or middle grade, like not low grade, not high grade, but perfect, right enough. And I think in our lives right now with all this energy in Aries, we've got Venus, we've got Uranus, there's in the South Node, this is a time for us to not burn out. Then we need to find cruise control. And I think in our lives as we've been battered and we want to move out of the energy so much, we don't need to jump the gun so fast. We can put just the right amount of gas in. And I think that's so important to see that the universe is teaching us to follow our intuition, to trust in spirit, to allow the cards of the universe to play out. Maybe the winds that are going to pull us aren't as fast as maybe we want to sometimes, but maybe there's a reason. Because at that time that the universe pulls the winds on the boat, maybe that's the perfect time when the sun's setting, the seagulls are out, and they can bring food to you too. You have to see that the universe has been doing so many things right now to make things go in the right direction. Because I'm sure you can feel that in our lives, there is a huge and powerful surge coming of all of us to step into these new realities, these new dimensional doorways that are opening for all of us. In the personalities we want to become, the relationships that we want to have in our lives, the destinies that we want to step into. The universe does this because this is a holy moment in our lives. A holy moment of preparation. A holy moment where we're not actually stepping so much in the preparation as we're actually starting to move now. Slowly, but we're getting there. This is a sun in Gemini, which there's a lot of questions. And today we need to step into more of that. As we're trying to figure out which direction to go, as there's lots of questions, there's lots of youth, there's ready for lots of change, this energy is in Pisces, which is teaching us to go with the flow, that maybe we shouldn't let our mind stop the flow by questioning so much. Maybe we need to just accept and process what the universe has been trying to tell us, especially because if you look at the astrology today, the intuition, the intuitive aspects, the signals, the signs, this grand trine in water rules. intuition, knowing a path without even seeing it yet physically, but spiritually. It's almost like today the universe reminds you of that everything is moving and to not trip out, that the winds are coming, that it's all moving the right way. And today could be a gift where you just signal and know, yes, this is what I'm going for, and it's all coming. And maybe you're going to get a lot of signs of that today. This could be a day where the signs overwhelm you, where it's like, don't worry, it's all going to be fine. Maybe it's not the new, well, and you know what? One thing about Gemini, it's burp, 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 it's full of news. And maybe today this is a news from the other side that comes in today. So let's see what the card has to say. The card of the day is the Sun card reversed. So how funny, the Sun card reversed is a funny card because yes, it's the Sun. It's about riding on the horse and loving life. But if we're on the other side of this, where we're not in love with ourselves, we're not letting ourselves shine, we might have an issue. And I think today we have to see that the sun is coming to shine in our life, and it is shining in your life. It's whether or not you think that certain things have to happen today in order for the sun to shine, when you realize that the sun is already shining, and it is already bringing you life, and it is already, letting the flowers grow. You might just want to have the flowers bunched up and, be eating part of them or something. But no, this is a time where we are getting prepared here for the sun to shine its brightest on us. And I think it actually is. So I mean, even though it's kind of a contradictory thing I just said there, it's the fact that it's already shining bright. But there's a side of ourselves that's wanting that peak, So funny, all the synchronicities already starting to happen here, the noises and da-da-da. But there's a peak that we're looking for. That peak hasn't even gotten close yet. And maybe there's a side of you that just still wants that peak, especially as when the sun comes into Gemini, and the moon is getting ready to come into Aries here, especially over this holiday weekend. There is just a wham of energy of really needing to get that energy going. And we've got Mercury in Gemini, which is going to square the moon tonight, which might start to question it all again tonight. So I think this sun reversed card is, remember what I said about the sun is already shining, the winds are coming at the right time, everything's going, that you can't overblow your gasket right now, you can't put on 91 octane, you can't have the gas too hard. This is the universe wanting us to have just the right amount, and it's doing the same thing. And I think this is the pressures of a new reality being built, that it just can't you can't just like wipe it down and put a new thing up right away. The universe has to transition things very powerfully. And these have been very powerful transitions that we've been going through for the last 5-6 years. So you have to see that this is the rewards that are starting to come out of this as the dawning of a new age is beginning right here. But remember that it's happening and it's going on, and stop thinking maybe today that it's not. This is a grand trine in water where you have to see the vision quest in your own spiritual self and listen to your angels and get the understanding and know what's happening before it even happens in your life. So I ask you today, are you trying to logically figure something out that's not even paying attention to the movies that the universe is showing you? Like, are you trying to figure it out without that? You already know how it's going to go. Trust in that today. Check out my website, inclusiveastrology.com, if you have any questions or if you want to have a one-on-one reading. Thank you so much for all of your support, and I will see you for the big weekend forecast tomorrow.